and welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Angela Barnes and Josh Widdicombe, Ramesh Ranganathan, Hugh Dennis and Miles Jupp. We start with a game called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, everybody, what's going on here?
Is it the new series of Wife Swap?
Is this what Life of Pi looked like before they added the CGI?
Yeah. Is this a gay couple showing Merkel and Cameron that it did actually cause the flooding?
I think he's more likely to be saying, so we're agreed, 3 more days, then we eat Angelo.
Is it simply dogging for posh people?
Row over to that one there. You're doing an excellent job. Keep it going. Very good. We'll just tie up here.
What you can't see is Farage on the shore side with his binoculars. Just go there. It's a boatload of immigrants.
I don't think they're trying to get into Britain.
Are they saying, so the rule is, if she sinks, she's a witch?
Is she saying, David, this is neither the time nor the place to bring up the D-Day landings?
Is it Dara Breen livid with the new cast for 3 Men in a Boat? Just you.
To be honest, you know, lose a couple of pounds. That could be the guy there with his back to you.
A couple of pounds?
All right. Yeah, because then you know what it actually is. You know,
I think this is the European leaders out on a boat trip discussing this guy Jean-Claude Juncker's appointment as the President of the European Commission.
Yeah, we'll give you that. Well done. Thank you very much. Here you are. Yes, this is a picture of David Cameron lobbying European leaders to block the appointment of former Luxembourg PM Jean-Claude Juncker as the new President of the European Commission. Cameron continued his offensive this week, demanding an unprecedented vote on Juncker's nomination.
The reason that we don't want him to be President is because he's a federalist, which are people who like Roger Federer.
And their time has passed.
Yeah, their time is over.
We're not interested, we're not engaged. I think they should combine the election of the leader of the European Commission with the Eurovision Song Contest. So,
How is combining 2 things that we're not interested in going to make it more interesting?
I think this guy would make a terrific president of the EC. Or a bad one.
It's really difficult to make this both an interesting story and an interesting opening round. Hey, everybody, finally the chance to do all those jokes you've wanted to hear about the 19-year president of Luxembourg, Jean-Claude Juncker.
Just say wanker. We're all
Doesn't Cameron need a candidate to replace him, to say that Europe does love, like Mr. Bean or David Hasselhoff? Or...
Yes. Or Conchita Wurst.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So he's a federalist and he comes from Luxembourg.
Yeah.
And we have nothing in common with Luxembourg, except possibly in the future, our FIFA ranking.
Cameron is basically trying to be tough against UKIP, isn't he? He's going to try and show everybody that he's really tough. Because what happened, he made a mistake. He called UKIP, he said all their supporters were fruitcakes, loonies and closet racists. And then loads of people actually went out after he'd said that and voted for UKIP. It was like he had described a large part of the British electorate. There is a party for me!
Finally.
Brilliant!
Don't you think it's ridiculous, though? I mean, the reason UKIP did very well in the European election is because everybody's worried about immigration. And it's kind of... What I don't understand about that is why they think immigrants want to come here. It's like the immigrants have looked on TripAdvisor for Britain and gone, oh, yes, no, this looks good, yes, it's cold, it's wet, they're shit at football, let's go there.
That was an incredible generic immigrant accent.
Yeah.
Very good.
Tiny bit of Nigeria, tiny bit of the Indian subcontinent. It was amazing how you got them all.
A little Susan of Sri Lanka.
And a tiny little bit of meerkat.
In other news, what has David Cameron claimed he can't get on holiday?
Oh, this is the idea that he can't actually get mobile phone reception when he's on holiday in Cornwall. Said that he couldn't actually hear President Obama on the phone once. And you're thinking, surely that's just Obama, isn't it? Going, oh, I can't be asked to speak to Cameron. I'm losing you, David. I'm losing you. Bye.
It's a very kind of terrifying situation that World War III could break out, but David Cameron would not know and be at the Penzance Otter Sanctuary. Shall we invade Iran, David? Sorry, I'm at Trago Mills doing my shopping.
Yeah, that's good West Country knowledge. That's excellent West Country knowledge.
Have you been to Trago Mills?
I've never been to Trago Mills.
What is it, please?
It is a shop.
Thank you.
It's a shop halfway down the A38 that sells cheap carpets and sports equipment, and it's also made to look like a mock Tudor castle, and it has peacocks roaming the grounds.
Trago Mills sounds like a bad guy from a Bond movie. Yes. You have crossed me once too often, but you will rue the day you crossed Trago Mills.
I have cheap carpets and conservatory furniture.
I know that the point of this story is to sort of strong-arm mobile phone companies into sharing maths or some sort of technical element to it. But it is paid a slightly ridiculous situation that if I walk 10 feet, I'm suddenly out. And all those times that Obama's ringing me, that I've got to return home, and like the local shopkeeper goes, "Oh, you had a phone call? No phone? Some Obama bloke rang." He said it was very sunny in Iraq.
It shows you the different level of technology between the two countries. Obama's got Air Force One and the Beast, and Cameron has got a Samsung Galaxy.
I mean, do you think he got to the point where, like, you know, Nick Clegg finally thinks he's stepping up to the plate, like Cameron's on the phone, listen, my phone reception is a nightmare, we've got an important situation, Nick, I need you to step up, I need you to do the right thing, can you get in touch with Vodafone and get this sorted out?
Just call him on the landline.
Yeah. That does seem... You seem to have cut through the many levels of the story quite easily.
I wonder if he's on holiday with his family, it might be that he doesn't want to give Obama the landline number in case his mum answers. Oh, Mum, it's so embarrassing. He's supposed to talk to me, not you.
The honest truth is, Obama doesn't call him.
Why does he want to take work calls when he's on holiday anyway? He's on holiday, for heaven's sake. Obama shouldn't be ringing him when he's on holiday. He should be more bloody respectful. And secondly, we don't want him to be answering work calls. When he's on holiday, he needs to relax and get himself into the right sort of state of mind for running the country. You don't want him to be sort of making important phone calls about policy at the same time as he's trying to prevent his children squeezing sun cream into the car radio or something.
It does look like the most boring... I mean, I've been on some bad holidays. Never have gone, oh, what did we get up to? Sat with our back to the beach and enjoyed a bottle of water.
It's actually a very exciting game they play, where they just sit there for hours and see which one tries to rehydrate themselves first.
It would be magical. In other news, what has the government promised motorists this week?
They've said that if your ticket machine is broken, then you can just park there. Which is basically going to lead to people getting to the ticket machine, seeing they've got no change, getting the baseball bat out the back of their car.
I've got no change, but I do have a baseball bat.
What sort of impulse purchase is that? No, just a bar of chocolate, please. Hello, are they baseball bats?
I do think it is a weird strategy, because what you're saying is we're going to make it OK for you to park by a broken meter. So, you know, a solution seems to be fix the meters. Do you know what I mean? Rather than make it OK to park next to broken ones. It's like saying, well, you know, all the trains are late and we know they never arrive, you know, when they're supposed to. So what we've decided to do to tackle the problem, we've decided to abandon the concept of time. So nobody's ever going to be late for anything.
Are you late, or are you not late, or are you simply never... Has it not arrived to you? At the information desk. And people go, I'm not sure you'll be able to help me. Oh, will I not be able to help you? I'm blowing your mind.
Why has Pickles done this now? I reckon all that's happened is recently Eric Pickles got a parking ticket when he was only 10 minutes late, and he's thought, oh, I could do something about this.
I'll tell you what he looks like there. He looks like Trago Mills.
You crossed me for the last time, Mr. Bond.
His hat, rather weirdly, has got the face of an owl, if you look at it.
By the way, an interesting related note, what did Labour promise for everyone this week on Twitter?
Oh,
owls. Genuinely owls. The Labour Twitter feed, they claim, got hacked with the words, everybody should have his own owl. This This is sinister. This is Trago Mills. He's infiltrated both political parties at the same time.
Well, I don't know. I think it's giving birds of prey away. I think it's a quick fix, but it's not a long-term solution.
I'm just very sad. I live on my own. I was looking forward to getting an owl to talk to. All I've got is my Henry Hoover.
If you lived at home with an owl and said, "Oh, just you and me now, owl," and then the owl just slowly turned its head away. OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Josh, Angela and Andy! Now we play a round called Mock Them Up and Throw Away the Key. This game involves Romesh, Angela and Josh, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round's our stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is food. Who wants to come in on that? Josh.
I'm not a fan of people that are pretentious about food, the kind of people that pretend they like dark chocolate. And by that, I mean anyone that claims to like dark chocolate, because no one actually likes dark chocolate. No one's eating normal, nice milk chocolate going, well, this is good, but I wish it tasted a bit more like paracetamol. All this pretension. I went into a cafe for breakfast the other day. One of the things they sold on the menu, toasted bread. That is called toast. What are my other options? Flaked corn topped with the juice of a milked cow? Maybe I don't know what people want from food. I was walking along the street the other day. A van went past. On it said, "Waitrose, do you like your bananas green?" And I thought, no. No, I'm not a huge fan of diarrhoea, no. I don't like my bananas green for the same reason I don't like my chicken Kiev's dangerously underdone. But now you go into Waitrose, all they have got is green bananas. You go, am I the only person that's ever bought a banana because they want to eat the banana? Someone else go, oh, I think I'll fancy a banana in about 7 days. Better go out and buy one now. Can you come out tonight, Steve? No, I've checked my diary, I'm eating a banana. And all they do is sell them in bunches, so basically what I've got is no bananas for 7 days, followed instantly by far too many bananas all at the same time.
Well done, Josh. OK, let's have the next topic. The subject is health. Who wants to come in on that? Angela.
Yeah, I am quite a sickly person. My own mother once said, Jesus, Angela, if you're a dog, they put you down. That's yeah, I've got something called glue ear. Well, I don't know if you know what glue ear is. It necessitates the wearing of grommets in your ears, right? Now, I don't know. Some people have grommets when they were a child. Child is the key word there. I'm 37, I've got grommets. I might as well have sodding nappy rash. Even the word grommet is a cartoon character. You know, you don't get that with adult procedures, do you? My grandmother, she's had a bilateral hip replacement. She hasn't had a double SpongeBob. Grommets, right? And they're inconvenient as well. They're inconvenient because I love swimming, right, but I can't get my ears wet, so I have to wear a swimming hat. My mum bought me a red one because she said it would just look like your hair. It doesn't, no, I look like a Lego version of me. And that's not even the worst of it, right? That's the worst of it. Twice a year, I have to attend something that's called the Glue Ear Clinic, which takes place at my local children's hospital. You have not known humiliation until you've been a 37-year-old woman sitting on a plastic toadstool, thinking for old Mr. Men comics, waiting for a nurse wearing a Peppa Pig apron to call your name, or 10 sets of parents stare at you, wondering where the hell your child is. On the upside, though, I do have the world's largest collection of Brave Girl stickers, so it's not all bad. One of the side effects of having glue ear is my eardrums burst quite frequently, right? And that's not pleasant. It's pussy, it's messy, it's oozy, it's bloody. It's horrible. It's not very nice. It happens to me all the time. Happened to me once during sex. I know, disgusting. Although it was quite entertaining to see the look on the gentleman in question's face as I saw him think to himself, oh, my God, I've actually shagged her brains out.
Well done, Angela. OK, that leaves us with Romesh. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is animals.
I'm into animal rights, actually. I recently watched this film, Blackfish, which is about this killer whale that ate 2 of the trainers at SeaWorld, killed 2 of the members of staff at SeaWorld. And it's an interesting film, but I do have some issues with it. You know, one of the things they say in the film is we call them orcas. Some people call them killer whales, but these are beautiful, beautiful orcas. We call them orcas. This one killed 2 people. Right? That's a killer whale, right? He lost the right to be called orca when he slaughtered 2 people, yeah? And the people are surprised by what happened. People are surprised by what happened. They say, oh, my God, I can't believe what's happened at SeaWorld. I can't believe that one of the killer whales tried to eat one of the trainers. Listen, that's not a surprise. I'm a vegan, right? If you make me dance with a sausage on my nose for long enough, eventually I will try the bloody sausage, right? I don't think that's a surprise. And the film is presenting obvious stuff. I was talking to an intelligent person about blackfish. He said to me, I can't believe what's going on at SeaWorld. It's disgusting. I can't believe they kidnapped them from the wild. How else did you think that they got them? Did you think there was some sort of recruitment drive? And the thing is, you know, is they want to set this whale free. They want to set Tilikum free because he killed 2 people. Because he killed 2 people, they want to set him free. I mean, that's the opposite of crime and punishment, isn't it? I mean, people say because he lives in such horrible conditions. Listen, people live in horrible conditions. We don't let them off for doing stuff. You don't say, oh, Derek here killed 6 people. We can't do anything about it because he lives in Hastings.
Thank you very much. Well done. I'm going to give the point to Angela Barnes there. Everything come back. Thank you very much. Well done. The next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Angela, which category would you like?
I'd like home news, please, Dara.
Home news. Ah, blessed break from sport. The answer is 56 years. What is the question?
Is it how long does it currently take to get a UK passport?
Is it what the minimum prison sentence should be for anybody that takes their shirt off in the summer? I find it unacceptable. I remember, like, when it used to be hot days, my dad would open up the curtains first thing in the morning and say, the white people are going to get naked today.
Is it how much did David Moyes age in his 6 months at Old Trafford?
How long would most blokes happily sleep in the same sheets for?
What does a 2-minute match summary by Phil Neville feel like?
Is it how long has Prince Charles been thinking, oh, any day now?
Is it how long could I hold a poo in if I shared a flat with Oscar Pistorius?
I'll tell you what, that is the Flatshare sitcom I want to see.
How long would it take to collect sufficient owls for Labour to honour their manifesto commitments?
Is it how long since England were last eliminated in the first round of the World Cup?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Josh Winston. Very good. Yes, the answer I was looking for was how long is it since England last failed to progress beyond the group stage of a World Cup? Were you surprised? Were you gutted?
No. Well, I mean, we didn't lose all our games, did we? I mean, I thought we managed a very creditable 0-0 draw with 2,500 to 1 outsiders. So, you know, people said we had low expectations, didn't we? And then we all got disappointed when we were knocked out after 2 games. So, obviously, our expectations weren't quite low enough, were they?
Well, it's the players as well. They didn't... Wayne Rooney said that if we'd won, we'd have gone through, and that's the main lesson to learn. and you're going, if that's the main lesson to learn, we really need to go back to basics.
Well, they were Liverpool, though, and Liverpool had 5 England players in the match day team, didn't they? There was Sterling, Sturridge, Johnson, Henderson and Gerrard, and, of course, Uruguay had 2 Liverpool players in the squad, Suarez and Gerrard again. So...
Very busy man that day, wasn't he? Yeah.
It's interesting, because I'm finding out, now that England are out, I'm finding out about the backgrounds of all my friends, because suddenly my friend the other day was suddenly, you know, well, actually, I'm half German, so I'll support Germany now. So you kept quiet about that on D-Day, didn't you?
How old are you? Didn't you, Gunter? Yes, well, I thought thought it was an unfortunate thing to bring up on the boat.
I've actually just started pretending I'm Costa Rican. I will switch to whatever I need to, you know. I'm in the cricket, I'm very Sri Lankan at the moment. During the Ashes, I pretended I was Aborigine. Like, I don't care. I will go wherever the results take me.
If I were Roy Hodgson now, I'd be a pundit, because, like, he could be a pundit anywhere in the world. Apparently, he can speak 5 languages. Yes. Roy Hodgson, which is literally 5 more than Phil Neville. So...
Roy Hodgson always looks like a man who'd be far happier inside eating soup.
What did a lot of England fans find enormously irritating immediately after the matches?
Reality. It was England footballers doing adverts.
Yes.
Things like the Carlsberg fan squad advert.
Yes, there was a series of ads that people found there were complaints about, you know, Joe Hart and his dandruff, which, luckily, he's still beaten. Good man, Joe, well done. I said, why does that company, I'm going to give them the free ad, that company who does an anti-dandruff shampoo, which you all know, you say the word anti-dandruff shampoo, and bing, why do they even spend money? Who goes, maybe I'll have a competing anti-dandruff shampoo for my shampoo? Well, there's one company who makes it.
Some of us, Dara, are still worrying about dandruff.
It's an unusual put-down, isn't it? Because on the one hand, zing, I'm bald. But yet, on the other, you don't come out of it like a prince, has to be said.
I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't think it through.
Take that, bald man. Oh, you social loser. Yes, it has to be said that some of the England squad were probably not as well known as others. There was a young squad, a new squad. I mean, for example, there was this range of commemorative mugs that was brought out, and they were there on sale. And we're not making this up. And all the members of the squad, particularly Chris Smalling, the Manchester United defender.
I cannot believe they put Theo Walcott's picture on it.
It's mortifying, isn't it, actually? Yeah. That's Smalling, and for reference, a picture of...
I hope there's not a mix-up and Chris Smalling's now going to have to be the President of the United States of America.
Well, what happens is, if he's going to get a phone call from David Cameron going, I finally got some service. I finally got coverage. What do we do about the Shia situation? I don't know. Anyway, in other news, what might we be sending out via smartphones next year?
Oh, this is a good one. This is smells. You can sell smells over your iPhone.
Yes.
It's brilliant, isn't it? If you fart in a meeting, you know, just blame your phone. You know, somebody sent me a farticon. I'll just turn that off, you know.
You're going to say it's going to be great when Obama finally picks up the phone and goes, Dave, I can smell pasta. You in Trago Mills?
We don't need it, do we? Like, it's this constant thing of, like, making things that nobody is... being on the phone to someone, I go, do you know what would make this so much easier to understand what you're on about? If I could smell you.
There is a good use for it. For instance, if you're seriously into collecting your cheeses, you don't actually keep them in your own house. You keep them at someone who owns a cheesery, and you say, you know, you ring up and you say, how's my camembert doing? And he goes, well, I can let you know. And he goes and he records it and he texts you, you know, where, you know, you think, well, that needs another 10 years, that sort of thing.
Do you genuinely phone up? Do you genuinely check on your cheese?
No, mate, I'm improvising.
I don't know how the other half live.
That's the end of that round. Thank you to Josh, Anthony and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, please. I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear in a school assembly.
It's your own time you're wasting, so please think twice about choosing media studies as an option.
We are not involved in extremism, and any suggestion we are is deeply offensive to us all here at the Jihadi Death to the West Academy.
Congratulations to the Year 7 football team who beat England.
There are 2 new girls in the school today, thanks to Louise in Year 9, who's just had twins.
New school rule from next term, there will be running in the corridors because we've had to sell off the gym.
Just this morning, we confiscated a bag of cannabis and now we're asking all students to come forward if they've got Pringles.
Good news for last year's leavers. We have 4 at Durham, 4 at Edinburgh, 4 at Bristol, and you can't find a better selection of prisons than those.
And now for show and tell. And here is Miles with his cheese collection.
Congratulations to the first 11 who yesterday beat St Christopher's 37-0. St Christopher's is an intensive care unit, but nonetheless, well done.
Well, I'm really sad to be leaving you as your maths teacher. I've got no idea where I've been made redundant because I've always felt that I've given 110%.
Just a note for 5D. When I said that Thomas should be in a blazer, I didn't mean set him on fire.
So, Ofsted inspection this morning, so burqas off.
Now, I know today is no school uniform day, Barry, but we were hoping that you would wear something else.
And now the register is the reason that Mr Smith cannot be here at the school today.
So if ever you feel the need to do drugs, have a word with the supply teacher.
OK, the next topic is commercials that never made it to air.
Come to Treagle Mills. We got peacocks and everything.
We've got surprises in store. The escalator's broken and the staff know fuck all.
Dignitas. It's not au revoir.
Have you had an accident that wasn't your fault and has ruined your life? Next time, use Durex.
Try uniform dating, because with the way government cuts are going, pretty soon it could be the quickest way to get a policeman to your house in an emergency.
If you can find it cheaper anywhere else, tell us and we'll burn their shop down.
The DFS sale has ended.
Have you been injured whilst doing voluntary work? Well, it's your lookout, isn't it?
The Dyson hand dryer. The perfect way to drown out the sound of somebody having a shit.
Papa? Papa? No, I'm sorry, Nicole, we've lost him.
Buy Lidl wine, because poor people shouldn't have to drink cider.
Steven Gerrard drinks Lucasade. This has been a Red Bull commercial.
News International. When you talk, we listen.
To qualify for second meerkat toy, Alexander has invaded Ukraine.
Milk. Try and forget it came out of a cow's tits.
Have you booked Joe Hart to advertise your product? Have you paid for advertising space until the end of the World Cup? Then you may be entitled to compensation.
At the end, the points go to Josh, Angela and Andy. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Angela Barnes and Joshua Whitcomb. Commiserations to Ramesh Ranganathan, Hugh Dennis and Miles Chuck. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Green. Good night.
Another of his dangerous experiments with some alcohol and a pump. All the best bits from QI tomorrow at 9:30 here on BBC Two. But next, it's Newsnight.
Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Susan Calman and Rob Beckett, Ramesh Ranganathan, Hugh Dennis and Hal Cruttenden. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Susan, which category would you like?
Politics, please.
No problem at all. Politics is the category. The answer is 2. What is the question?
How many celebrities from the 1970s is it still OK for me to like?
A very provisional number, that. Investigation is still ongoing, yes.
Is it what was the population in God's first census?
Is it the number of times Dolly Parton's face moved whilst she was...
Hey.
Are you loving the dolly, are you?
You can attack anything on this show, but you do not attack Dolly Parton. No. You're going to come into my house and attack Dolly Parton between the hours of 9 and 5.
Is it what most Glastonbury goers dread doing the most?
Is it the number of Miliband's it takes to ruin a party?
Is it which number most looks like a man kneeling to vomit in a lavatory?
Is it the number of tracks on a CD of the Cheeky Girls Best Of compilation?
Is it the number of footballers you can bite before you get really told off?
Is it if Jeremy Kyle and Jeremy Clarkson went into a room, how many people in that room would be pricks called Jeremy?
Surely this is Desmond Tutu's middle name.
Ed, move to the correct answer if you can, please.
Is it what's the highest number Ranulph Fiennes can count to? I wouldn't finish that one.
Is it the votes against Juncker?
Juncker works for me. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It is essentially votes against Juncker. There you go. Yes, the question I was looking for was how many European leaders voted against Jean-Claude Juncker for President of the European Commission? This is the news that at a summit in Brussels, David Cameron was only able to persuade one other European leader, the Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, to join him in voting against Juncker, with 26 voting for it. 26-2 defeat for Cameron.
26-2, nobody was impressed with that. The only person who was impressed with that was Roy Hodgson, who thought getting 2 was a great result against a tough European team.
We can't even get people to vote for us in Eurovision. How are we going to in actual politics?
What has been the reaction to Cameron among the European press?
They call him the Wayne Rooney of the election thing, which is...
And they didn't mean that in a good way. They didn't mean in a kind of a...
No, they meant it because Wayne Rooney is also very much in favour of decentralisation from Brussels.
Cameron's threat was that this will make it more likely that Britain will leave the EU. And there is a general ramping up, you can see, of anti-EU sentiment, obviously we saw it during the European elections. Only this week, the Daily Express ran this headline, this incredible... So 150 new EU laws ruining Britain. You know, I mean, you just go, oh, my God, what are these laws that are ruining Britain? And they put a little box of 8 of the ones they thought they were most likely to ruin Britain. I'm just going to read a couple of them now, and you can just go, oh, my God, the country's got the bets. It's ruined now. One of them was, it will be illegal to ship a live dog, cat or ferret without a health certificate signed by a vet. That strikes at the very heart, which is what Britain is for me. The people's ability to bring their ferret just on a whim. Do you know what? Fit, little skinny thing. I'm going to bring you to see Europe, OK? Stop fighting back. Another one that's ruining Britain, these laws will set out the difference between fruit juice from concentrate and concentrated fruit juice. Now, that makes perfect sense. Fruit juice from concentrated is the thing you can drink. Concentrated fruit juice is the bit you have to put water to turn it into fruit juice from concentrate, right? It is about time this country learned the difference, because I'm sick of accidentally pouring Ribena and then staring at it going, have I diluted this enough? Oh, somebody's going to have to taste this. I'm not going to taste this. This could be death in a cup. Oh, no. Meanwhile, by the way, which Conservative campaign backfired this weekend?
This was getting Eric Pickles to wear lycra.
This was the campaign to try and see how many working-class Tory MPs they could find.
Yes.
And they could only find 14 out of 300 that they thought could be considered working class, which was slightly more than the Labour Party could manage.
I'm working class and I'm a Tory. I'm Taurus. Taurus. Sorry.
The problem is that for most Tories, I think hardship is going to Durham University. That's like the worst thing that could happen.
That's the thing, isn't it? Because it doesn't matter, you know, if they're working class background or not, if what the policies are. I don't care if somebody goes, we don't give a shit about the NHS. You know, I don't think, oh, well, you're working class, so...
You have Dick Van Dyke
so much better. Yeah, exactly.
Saying a cheery song about privatising.
You all down.
Shimmy.
Let's not get involved in doing each other's accents, Romesh.
Yeah.
Because that's going to look a lot worse for me.
But that's the thing, you know, it'd be like, you know, constantly rebrand the Tories as, like, a working-class party. It would be like me doing that, just coming on and playing the immigrant vote, going, oh, hello, Dad, I'm so glad you're Thank you so much for having me on, I'm very grateful. You can't suddenly stop pulling that out.
I don't know why you can't be doing that. Don't rock the boat, right?
But then I could do you, not literally, Rob. Don't get excited. Barking up the wrong tree, sweetie. I'm from London.
Among your many gifts, an ear for accent.
All right, darling. All right, darling. Why is it so slow? It's out. I'm coming round from an operation.
Oh, Mum, why is it bad? I'm extra large. Why would it be better? I've got to get up that chimney.
The problem is, to me, Rob, that is exactly what you sound like.
Is this you trying to make sure
a bit of tension on my team.
To be honest, I hesitate to call it a team. And, Can we please get back to the Tories? I think rather than
there was this Tory MP, David Amess, who has apparently been doing all of the research into Tory working class MPs. He said he was working class because he didn't have a telephone when he was growing up. He had to lean out the window and shout very loudly. And I still have to do that in my home. That's just due to the level of reception that I get from O2.
I didn't know, like, I bang on about being working class, but I didn't know Radio 4 existed until I was asked to be on it. I thought... No, because I thought it was one of them new ones, like One Extra or the Asian Network or something like that, you know, when they put on the digital one.
Do you know what's happening here, though? I didn't mean to be rude. You sound really lovely. It's almost... we're like opposites. It's like, you know, attract. We could end up together.
Oh,
This could be like Katie Price and Peter Andre on the Jungle thing.
Maybe a spin-off on BBC Three of how this relationship is going. In other news, under proposed health guidelines, what could we see banished from our diets?
Sugar.
Sugar. Yeah.
Sugar's very, very bad for you. And there's a lot of sugar in fizzy drinks.
Your daily requirement of sugar is in one single can of Coke. This was released, figures released by the Department of, you already know this, who is the Minister of, come on, do we have to keep telling you this stuff? Just put it down.
It is a fruit juice problem, isn't it? Because fruit juice apparently contains as much sugar as fizzy drink. So, in which case, the man from Del Monte, he'd say, oh, shit.
I'm just thinking, I always knew OJ was a killer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just going to stop my stopwatch on that at 14 years.
Look, what I love about that is how you could put that straight on Dave. The problem with just drinking water is it just tastes like your mouth, doesn't it? I don't want to taste my mouth.
They want to ban fizzy drink. I don't know how they're going to come into my house and stop me doing it, but I think if they ban it and make me drink water, then the opposite should apply. And when I go swimming, I should be allowed to swim in, like, Fanta.
The thing is that they give you all these warnings, but, like, I can't, you know, I just ignore it because the warnings aren't strong enough. Like, I can't stop smoking, for example. You know, like, they tell you all these bad things, like heart disease, lung disease, I can't stop. Like, they could tell me, like, they were going to take my children away if I didn't stop smoking. I'd, like, cut down to 10.
20% of kids, they reckon now, are obese by the time they leave junior school aged 11. So somebody needs to tell them that big school is just a name. It's not a description they have to live up to.
It's the language they use. It's a paper thing, isn't it? Because the headline that I saw said that the government have declared war on sugar. It's not really a war, is it? Nobody's gone, well, this morning we wrote to Tate and Lyle. No response has been forthcoming. I'm afraid to tell you from this moment, we are at war with sugar.
There is no war. We're always using this term, war on drugs. We've had, war on sugar, war on drugs. And actually, you look at those two things, that's two opposite things. Sugar makes kids fat, drugs make kids thin. Maybe there's some middle ground. In a family situation, smack can be a punishment and a reward.
OK, at the end of that round, points go to Roxy Durandi. Now we play a round called Gag of Thrones. This game involves Rob and Hal, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launched a wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. First topic is holidays. Who wants to come in that?
Okay. Rob. I love an holiday. I'm terrible at the languages, though, when I go away. Do you know what I mean? I still say jalapeno. I know it's jalapeno, but I don't speak English properly. I don't want to start having a go at Mexican. Do you know what I mean? I like getting on the plane. The plane's fun. I still love the little symbol that says no smoking. I was like, why have they still got that there? When was the last time we saw someone trying to smoke on a plane? They might as well have no barbecues up there. I've never seen anyone on a plane like, sorry, sir, no smoking. Since when? I get worried on a plane with a little ashtray. I think, how old's this plane? I went to Barcelona recently with the in-laws and my girlfriend. They're a bit posh and stuff. They go out for dinner and I've got a bit of a basic palate. They're all eating like weird food. They went, oh, Rob, do you want some cured meats? I was like, depends what was wrong with it in the first place. I don't do paella either. It's just busy rice, isn't it? It's a special fried rice that's got well out of hand. The thing is, well, in Barcelona, what's weird is they try and sell you drugs late at night. Well, it's really wild, because I was walking along and I was a bit hungry, so I hadn't eaten any dinner, and this bloke came up, he was like, Coke, weed, pills? I was like, no, thanks, mate. I'm after a bit of KFC. Right? He goes, KFC? I've got a bit of that. I was like, no, you haven't, mate. Not unless you've got a deep fat fry in your bum bag. As I go to walk off, he whips out a little plastic bag of powdery stuff like, here it is, KFC. I'm like, yeah, of course it is, mate. And I walk off. 10 minutes later, I think to myself, what if that was a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices?
Thank you very much, Rob. OK, that leaves us with Hal. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel again. And the subject is marriage. Wait.
Right. I have been married 14 years. I know, I look too young. People say silly things when you've been married a certain amount of time. If you say, oh, you've been married 14 years, people say things like, oh, you get less for murder. You don't. I've checked. Why do people compare marriage to prison as well? There's far more sex in prison, isn't there? I am joking, obviously. My wife is absolutely my best friend. My best friend in the world, she is. Oh, obviously, I'm not her best friend. No, Lisa's her best friend. But we've got 2 children as well, 2 girls, thank God, because I'd be rubbish with boys, wouldn't I? I'd be right. Imagine a little boy coming home from school saying, Daddy, Billy Smith says I've got to bring £2 to school every day, or else I'm going to get a kicking. I'm like, look, calm down. Ask Billy if we can set up some sort of direct debit, whatever's easiest for him. But my daughters worry about me. I know that's wrong. My oldest daughter, she came up to me when she was about 8, she did this, and this is absolutely true, came up to me very seriously and said, Daddy, are you gay? My mum was always convinced I was gay. I was to bring my wife and kids over to dinner. My mum would be going, oh, still living in denial. Shut up, Mum. When I was 16, I brought my first proper girlfriend home, and I said to my mum, can she stay over in my room? My mum was like... OK. But don't stay up all night talking about boys.
OK, very good. Point to Hal there. Well done. Thank you very much. Lovely. Come and sit down. Our next round is called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
Is it from the Uruguayan Daily News? Shoulder-wielding thug hurts our hero's precious tooth enamel.
Is it 3 men trying to make up the French flag and having a massive argument about it?
Is it the goalkeeper, the bloke in red, going, I have an itch, just there. There, just on the back of my knee, there. Just there, let's go.
Is it Suarez imagines a half-time orange?
Is it England's opponent plays sitting down to give England a chance?
And you know it actually is.
Is it the Luis Suarez bite?
Of course it is, absolutely. Thank you very much, Rob Beckett. Yes, of course, it's Luis Suarez, who has been banned from all football-related activity for 4 months after FIFA found him guilty of biting Italian opponent Giorgio Chiellini. That's all. That's collecting stickers. That's doing keepy uppy. If he goes online to play FIFA, it'll go no. And it'll stop him. Nothing. Nothing.
He gets out of the team photo. He gets out of training. So basically, if you bite people, you get out of doing stuff. So if I bit my mother-in-law, can I get out of that christening on Sunday?
I imagine so. So his argument in his defence was, I lost my balance, falling on top of my opponent, hitting my face against him. It was at that point in which my penis entered the vacuum cleaner. Why I'm in
yours as well.
In this accident and emergency room.
I thought it was quite erotic because it was I mean, for me, when I've bitten people in the past...
Yes.
I would bite my initials into the back of the person that I was... What's wrong with that? It's just sort of... Just
S. What are you, Zorro?
No, but you would just... As they were sleeping,
you'd
just
mark
gently...
them. Mark gently. Know your initials into them.
How heavily sedated were these partners of yours?
I'm just a little cockney, getting bit on the back.
All I'm saying is that actually, not since Top Gun have I seen such a homoerotic scene.
It was
as
quite...
Suarez
I'll give you that. Because he came from nowhere and then came in and he didn't quite nuzzle the man, it has to be said.
He's doing nothing for people with big teeth, is he?
I think you've got lovely teeth.
You have
though.
lovely teeth.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But when you was at school and you had big teeth, people were like, oh, you're going to bite me? But now, yeah.
Loads of people actually gathered outside his house, didn't they? Loads of fans gathered outside his house. Because apparently it's very easy to spot his house, because there's a sign on the gate which says, the dog is the least of your worries.
If he's not allowed to take part in any football-related activity, he could actually just come and play for England, couldn't he?
Did you see that the Uruguayan head of state, he came out, didn't he, in support of Suarez?
Embarrassing, yeah.
What did he say? He said FIFA are a bunch of old bastards. That's interesting for a head of state, isn't it? You wouldn't expect the Queen to come out and go, well, Sepp Blatter, what a tosser he is.
He looked over from the balcony going, wanker!
What sort of reception did the England players get on their return?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Got one man and a dog turned up.
The crowds turned out. This is at the airport where the England players...
It's not that surprising that nobody showed up. The England team spent almost as long in baggage reclaim as they did in the group stages.
She's not even a fan, that one. She's the official who looks for illegally shipped ferrets.
I got quoted in The Sun during the week because I tweeted midway through, I think it was South Korea's last group game, because I was just sick of every time we just cut to another unfeasibly glamorous people who've clearly been put in by FIFA to create this image of, yeah, come to FIFA World Cup events. It's where fun people hang out. Rather than what football matches probably are, which is fat blokes from Newcastle stripped to their waist in December going, oh! And the amount of people who got really angry at me for taking our women away.
So basically, you irritated loads of people last week, and now you're mentioning it again so as you can irritate them one more time.
It was quite funny to watch to get angry about.
What annoys me is when it's like a penalty shootout and then they focus in on the crowd and they're all worried. Oh, my God, we can go to the World Cup. And then go, big screen! Yeah. It's just an amazing clip of the linesman. Have you seen that?
No.
It's on the internet where the linesman, he's on the big screen, he's got his hat kind of like that, and then you see him just look like that, and he goes... He's all laughing.
The thing is, it just adds a pressure that you... I don't know how everyone else watches the football, but I enjoy the football immensely, and especially when, you know, all day, and you just make yourself comfortable, so it's pants and vest, it's a die-hard outfit, and you dress like John McClane. You've got several tubs of Pringles, so you can alternate between them, because I can fit my whole fist in a Pringles. And... so you're there, you've got crisps on you, the cat's licking it off your face, and you're just lying. And then on the screen there's this beautiful Brazilian woman like, ooh, and you're like, fuck you, just fuck you.
I agree. I entirely agree. It creates a false impression. And also, one of the joys of watching sport, all sport, is half that room are really unhappy. I want to see the unhappy one. Show me the child whose face got painted, now crying it off. I want to watch in sport. Not like, hey, it was so beautiful. That's what I tune in. Right, and you're the tearful scouts. That's football. The FIFA with it, like, oh, junk. No, that's not football. That's not sport at all. At the end of that round, the points go to Rob, Susan and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way to the performance area, please. I read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. The first subject tonight is things a sports commentator would never say.
Apologies, the sport you're watching is apparently squash, and not, as I said earlier, tennis in prison.
Oh, I am sorry, you don't need a lip reader to see what he said after that challenge. He said, fuck off.
180! This man is rubbish at golf.
Meow! 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 He's clearly hurt his knee.
Italy have had 3 shots in the second half: tetanus, rabies and hepatitis.
And here come the Cox's 4, so the women's tennis doubles can begin.
And as we wait for the final of the butterfly, it's hard to believe that just yesterday all these competitors were still caterpillars.
And there's a new event here at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Yes, get ready for shouting at your own reflection in a shop window.
Wow, unbelievable service. 3 full bars on T-Mobile.
And there's been a nasty clash in the Nigeria-Brazil game. Lime green with yellow.
For those of you who want to watch the equestrian events, get your butler to press the red button now.
Welcome to the Nazi Pro-Am golf tournament. Hitler, as usual, is in the bunker.
Wayne Rooney has managed the full 90. Previously, his eldest was 76.
And the Queen takes the bishop. This is turning out to be quite the royal wedding.
And Suarez is being substituted. He's not injured, he's just full.
What an incredible backhand there from the Qatari president.
All right, the next subject is unlikely lines from a thriller.
We meet at last, Mr. Bond. I'm from the Child Support Agency.
I will look for you. I will find you. And when I do, you count to 10 and try and find me.
The story about the man that was killed getting a blowjob. Die Hard.
I have your wife. And unless you give me $15 million, I will give her back to you.
Someone in here is the killer. Is it John? Is it Sally? Or is it that massive bear?
Yeah, it's definitely semen.
OK, let me talk to the Navy SEALs. Oink, oink.
They were strangers on a train, and they remained that way because they were British.
The cause of death is unknown, but his last words were, "Parachutes are for pussy!"
There's a mole in our organisation. Toad, Ratty, Badger. Any idea who it might be?
You are too late. Too late. Look at the timer. In 15 seconds, my ready meal will be ready.
Say hello to my little friend, Alan. Hello.
The truth! You can't handle the truth! So thank you for signing up to the Mail Online websites.
And that was the horrible moment that the comedian realised it wasn't a good thing to look like an Asian Rolf Harris.
OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Rob, Susan and Andy! That's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Susan Calvin and Rob Beckett. Commiserations to Ramesh Ranganathan, Hugh Dennis and Hal Crittenden. Thanks for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.